Hey everyone, sorry, wrong screen. There we go. Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Thursday night and we're going to create some art. You kind of got a preview there of what we're working on. Um, it is Thursday. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm not really collected and all that stuff. I was actually working on a project yesterday and I only got like 2 hours of sleep, so I'm half awake, but we're going to do this anyway. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So you may be wondering what we're working on. You kind of got a preview there. It's going to be in the style that I've been working on recently with the watercolor underpainting, and then like the pastel over that. But there was a request for me to draw a specific dog. It's a dog named Willie by like it's Shiloh's dog. Some of you guys know who Shiloh is, but some like that's what I was requested to do. And I don't really know exactly what kind of dog he's got. I think it's a Bichon Frise. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. It looks enough like that I'm going to attempt that. And if I shoot for the moon, I'll at least land amongst the stars. Because I think it's the same dog. There might be some other mix in there as well. But anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to jump right in. Like I said, I'm running on fumes here, so bear with me if I make some mistakes or whatever. But shout out to the people in the room. We got Kid in here. We got Rome Dog. We got Because I Can. That's a great party. Nice. As you can see, there's kind of like a ghost dog already on here. You can kind of see like where the nose might be and the eyes might be, or at least that's what I like to do. I like to kind of create clouds of color in these initial underpaintings. This is watercolor, and then I mention it every single time just in case like you're new to the channel. I come back over it with like some clear gesso, so that it kind of gets this like little gritty texture to it, so that I can use pastels on it. But yeah, so I start off with like this really soft watercolor effect, and then go from there. So I'm just gonna jump right in. Feel free to hang out with me and chat if you'd like. I'm not really sure where I want to start on this. I think I'm going to start with the eyes, just so that I don't lose where they are. I think that's kind of important. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to kind of outline the eyes and then kind of go from there. But yeah, so like, I don't know, some of you guys know whose dog this is. I'm not going to get too much into it. It's just basically a dog that some people know and kind of requested for me to draw. And I like this dog. This dog looks adorable. I'm trying to expand my like I always seem to draw the same dogs, and there's like a million different kinds of dogs out there in the world. I don't want to be like biased and just draw the dogs that I like, which are the big, floppy ones. I want to draw some cute little ones as well. So I'm going to branch out and expect more random dogs in the future. But we're going to start with this one. The tough one about this one is like, apparently the freesia part literally means curls. There are a lot of curls in this dog's hair, and that is not my cup of tea. It's not something I'm used to drawing. But I'm going to give it a shot. So this one's going to be a little bit challenging for me, just to kind of let you guys know. And then, like I said, I've only got a couple of hours of sleep. I was up all last night. I was trying to finish up this project that was kind of due today. And yeah, it's the life of a developer. It's just the way it goes. Sometimes sometimes you gotta stay up all night. It's not as easy as it was when I was younger. Like I've noticed that. I've always been pretty good at staying up all night. Like if I go on road trips and stuff, I just drive straight through. Like I've done like a 24-hour road trip before, just driving straight through. It's it's something I'm used to. It's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy. It's not something people should really try to do. Hey, we got Treasure Warriors in here as well. Cool. Rum Dog's working on a husky drawing. Nice. I approve of that. Let's see. Let's start with, I think I'm going to use this color here. So I think if I get these eyes in fairly quickly, it'd make a nice anchor point for the rest of it. So he's got kind of like this side glance. I think it's a he. I think Willie is a he. It could be a she, but I'm pretty sure it's a he. He's got kind of like this little side glance, which I think is cute. I think that I think this is going to look nice when it's done, hopefully. But yeah, like a couple of people requested this dog. I'm happy to oblige. It's always nice to like challenge yourself, I think. You know, I'm saying like I'm happy to challenge myself now, but once I get into the curls and stuff, I may be singing a different story. I don't know. I know the eye looks a little weird right now, but it'll come together. Gotta gotta work the thing here. There's always not really an ugly phase. It's just like there's a phase where things don't look right because they're kind of like in flux. Also, whenever I do the watercolor underpainting, I try to kind of figure out where things are, like give myself like kind of visual cues, anchor points and stuff, so that I'm kind of kind of have like a map of where to work on this thing. Um, but then also sometimes the underpainting and stuff just causes more problems because I'm like, where did I leave my eye at? It's somewhere in here. I know it is. I'll have to find it. Mama Q says I think it's pronounced Frise, oui oui. Yeah, I don't speak French. I don't know. I'm going to defer to you guys. Whatever you guys say, I'm just going with. I'm not even going to fact check it. I did try to look it up beforehand just because I wanted to like not look like an idiot, but I'm just not. You know, I don't know. I'm going to end up looking like an idiot anyway, so I'm not even going to try. Even if I knew how to pronounce it, I suck at like foreign accents and stuff. Like I can't do like a lot of people I know can do like the British accent. I can't do it. Like my tongue is lazy, I guess. I don't know. I can't pull it off. So even if I knew how to pronounce it, I couldn't get the French accent right. I can do the we. We. No, I can't do the we. Like, I'm not even gonna try. All right, so we got a nice little eye in there going. Let me kind of quickly get in this other eye just so it doesn't look weird. I am always trying to keep things from looking weird for you guys. You're welcome. Get that eye in there. This eye, it's kind of covered in fur. You're not really going to see it. Like there's like very little actually going on in here. It's just kind of like a little black area over here. So we'll get that in there. All right. Can I get this black? I really need to get another black pastel. Me using this black charcoal and stuff isn't going to cut it long term. All right, so I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and put the accent on it. New white. Put this little accent on it so that it's there. All right, so that's a light. And then also there's going to be like a little wisp of fur over it. So that's the thing about these dogs. The hair just goes everywhere. Hey, Lorraine. I think it was Lorraine who asked me to do Willie. So Lorraine, this one's for you. So like there's these little wisps of hair that kind of hangs out in the dog's eyes. Got to get those little things in there. So it's basically you put in like these like little dark shadow areas and then you kind of come over it with some lighter stuff. So I'm going to work on that some more as we go along, but I think that's enough to get me anchored in here to where I can kind of start moving on to things. I'm actually going to work on the nose real quick. Basically, this dog is just two eyes and a nose. Like there's not in a mess of curls. It's an adorable creature, but there's not like a lot of features to them. I don't know if they're always white, but like it's white fur, so you kind of have to like work with like little bits of shadow here and there. Nothing like everything's like super subtle on this guy. Rome Weird is good. Oh, hey Cooper, how's it going? I appreciate you guys being in here. In that case, let's say it's pronounced Bob. Yes, nice. Appreciate you guys being in here. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to the weekend. Like I said, I was really stressing getting that project done, but now that that project's done, I feel like I can relax a little bit. This weekend I think it's going to be nice. I don't think I'm going to do anything this weekend. I think I'm going to plop in front of the TV and catch up on some shows that I haven't watched. There's a lot I haven't watched, to be honest. Like the second season of Arcane, I'm only one episode into that, and I love that show, that movie. Well, show. It's it's like top notch animation. I just love it. It's something I recommend to everybody. I think it's great, and I've only watched, and it's been out for months. I've only watched one of the episodes. That's how far behind I am on things. The problem is, like, if I don't have the time to get into a show, I kind of put it off, right? So like, I'm a huge fan of the like this show's been out for a long time, so like you guys, I'm sure you guys have watched it, but it's been a while. So Sherlock, I love that show Sherlock. It came out in like I don't know 2010 or something like that, and I loved it so much that I'm like looking at how many episodes there are, and I'm like, oh man, I'm running out of episodes here and stuff like that. I need to savor it. So I actually forced myself not to watch it and like space it out over like weeks even, um, just so that I wouldn't watch all of the episodes. That's how weird I am when it comes to these shows. Like if I'm really into a show, um, I I kind of like push it back and stuff so that I don't like run out of episodes. Hey, Lucky, how's it going? Cool. Willie is looking great. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. These things, it takes a while for them to come together. Um, let's see. What's it called, Jeremy? I missed what you were referring to there. I don't know if you mean the show. Um, the show I was talking about was Arcane. I really love Arcane. It's such good. Like I mean, I've mentioned before, like you can basically take any still from that show, like any screenshot from it, and hang it up on your wall, and it's going to be art. I mean, it's going to be digital art, but it's beautiful. Yeah, Arcane is great, and the storyline's pretty good too. Like it's basically a fantasy story. Um, you know, you've seen these type of shows before, but it's really good. I enjoy it. So I'm not going to spoil it too much. Just recommend it is all. And then also, Disney Plus has the new Spider-Man animated series out there, and I kind of want to watch that. I don't know. I don't know if Disney Plus does the. Yeah, they do the one per week thing, don't they? Like they don't do like where you can binge watch these things. That sucks. Oh, that really sucks because Daredevil's coming out soon as well, and Daredevil is something that you do want to binge watch. Like back when it was on Netflix, you would just like binge watch an entire season. That sucks. Oh well, I'm just happy to get more Daredevil, so like I shouldn't complain. So again, this dog is just a mop top, so it's going to take a while to get some of these features in here. A lot of it's really subtle. So like for those of you who are new, I'm not sure if this is your first time in here or not, but uh, for those of you who are new, basically my approach to these things is that I kind of like put in a lot of like subtle features that are like really soft and kind of like, you know, just really soft and really like light. And then I kind of come back over it with features that kind of like layer over it and stand out a little bit more. It gives it more details. So right now I'm putting in all the shadow areas that hopefully I can kind of put in highlights over and give this little pup some curls. And that's what it's all about. That's a free Frieza part, freezer. That's a freezer part in the Bichon Frise, whatever it is. I suck at this. Yeah. This is why I don't travel to like I've been to foreign countries and stuff like that, but I haven't been to any foreign countries in like a long time and I'm kind of scared of going to a country that I'm just like a fish out of water. Like I went to an Asian market one time and the food that they eat, like I don't even recognize that stuff. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's actually really delicious. I love Asian food. But I have no idea what they were selling in the Asian market. So like I came to the conclusion that if I ever do go to Japan, which I would love to go to Japan, or any of those or like I don't know, any of the Asian countries. I would definitely need a guide to help me out because I have no idea. I would die of starvation because I would have no idea what to eat. Are you sending this one to Shiloh? I mean, if he wants it, yeah. I mean, I'll send it to him. I'm basically like building a collection of drawings in this style. That's my goal. But you know, if he wants it, he can have it. I don't care. That's not what the intent is. The intent is like this is an interesting dog. Willie's an interesting dog that I haven't tackled. So I would like to do a dog that has these kind of curls and see if I can do it. Because like I mean, I've expressed it in my goals here like before where it's basically I want to get good at drawing dogs for people who have their dogs passed away and I want to like draw memorials for them and stuff. And, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of dogs out there. So I really want to try a bunch of different dogs. I don't want to just draw the same dog. Like I love dogs that are like just super cute, like golden retrievers. The uh, the German Shepherd I did the other day. Those are the type of dogs that I'm used to. Just dogs like that. And then, maybe like small little terriers or something like that. But when it comes to curls and stuff, I'm not like I'm out of my comfort zone there. Like it says, I watched your videos before, Jeremy. I think you're an amazing artist. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the compliments and stuff. So a lot of this is just like you're building like lower layers and then you're coming back over it with like, you know, basically soft chalk is what pastels are. And one of these days I'll try to like actually just do an entire painting in watercolor. But I really like this technique because I'm kind of a drawer. Drawer. I'm kind of like a person who draws. Um, I'm not a person who paints. I've given it a shot. Maybe I'll get better at it in the future, but so far that's not my strong suit yet. So this nose is actually really interesting. That's why I'm spending so much time on it. There's like a lot going on in here as far as colors and texture and stuff. The background colors on this one has to be my favorite. Oh, thanks. Cool. I appreciate Kinsley. Yeah, welcome. Sorry. Sometimes you get sneak in here on me. Like Rum Dog says, this technique is awesome. Cool. I'm glad you like it. Have you tried it yet? Because I feel like other people should like. I'm going to post a video at some point, maybe even this weekend. Like because I mean I don't have the weekend off. I'm always on. But I feel like I have a little bit more free time this weekend to like relax and kind of like decompress a little bit. Um, so I think I might actually do a video where I kind of go over all the steps in this, including how to do the watercolor part and so on. And I think the title of it's going to be like "Steal My Art Style," because like I want people to steal it. I mean, I don't care. I think it's kind of cool, you know. There's some people who might not be into it. They may be like purists, like they may be like, well, if you're going to do watercolor, you should do all watercolor. If you're going to do pastel, you should do all pastel. But there are a lot of people out there who do the mixed media bit, and they kind of mix it up and stuff. So I don't feel like this is that weird, and I don't feel like I'm cheating. But there are some people out there. Yeah, I can't fault them. They're much better artists. So like, I mean, they know what they're doing. So more power to them. I do not. I'm a self-taught artist. I'm still like learning. Uh, I like this style. It's fun for me. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. And I encourage you guys to steal my art style. I mean, it's not like my art style is that unique anyway. I had to look it up. I'm not 100% sure because I am a self-taught artist. I didn't go to school. I don't know all the terms and stuff. But I think the term for this is abstract realism. And what that is like you combine aspects of abstract, like the background, with realistic subjects. So like a real dog. It's not like a, like an impression of a dog or anything like that. It's a real dog, and the realistic features. So like in the face, I am trying to keep it real, whereas like it abstracts out the further you get away from the face. So I think this is considered abstract realism, but I don't really know. I mean, I'm gonna say it is, and then have people challenge me, which is totally fine because I will defer to you guys. Like I still don't know how to pronounce the name of this dog breed, but we'll uh, we'll get going. So like up here, it's just a mop of curls. I don't know how I'm gonna get to it, um, but I'm gonna try to get his face in. I'm gonna try to get in a lot of darker areas and then kind of build over that. It may only come together in the last minute, is what I'm saying. I have no idea. Yeah, totally stealing it. Yeah, it's still my art. I mean, we're all being replaced by AI anyway, right? Still my art. Let's go. Let's go all in on theft. Because it's not, and like I said, it's not like I came up with the style. I mean, other people have done it and stuff. So basically, I'm stealing from somebody else, and you know, just kind of steal it forward, lean into it. So yeah, I think that's going to be the name of my video. I'm just going to say steal my art style, and maybe I'll do a series of them. You know, like because like you're not going to get the concept with like one video. I'll probably have to do a couple of them. You guys watching this, you get the full up. But no, some people don't want to sit through 2 hours of live chat where I'm talking about like aliens or whatever, just to get the idea of how to do art. I mean, I appreciate those that do. Like, you guys are awesome. But hey, Killer B, how's it going? I appreciate it. Thank you. Your show casing it well. Your show, your show casing it well. Huh. Gotta parse that one out. Yeah, got it. Got all this like little dark area in here. So then that's one of the other tips I guess I would give. I mean, it's not really a tip, but um, one of the jobs you're doing is you're trying to get the values in there. So like you got all these shadows. He's basically got a shadow mustache and beard um, coming down with like the highlights over it. So really softly, you're trying to get all that in here. Now you could spend a little more time in the watercolor and get a lot of this in there. I don't. I could. Basically, I'm not that familiar with watercolor yet. It's just kind of like all over the place. Color beads are in here now. Bye. Oh, lost another viewer. That's okay. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, you could spend some time, like getting some of this darker shadow stuff in here with the watercolor. Um, I like this way because I don't really know going into it. I don't have like a strong plan of what I'm doing. I kind of have a loose idea of what I'm like. I have a vision in my mind. Like I said at the beginning, when you look at this, you're looking at the clouds and you kind of have an idea of what is in there. But it is like looking at the clouds. So like, what I see may not be what you see and so on. Um, it's that whole pareidolia thing. Um, I see shapes and patterns and stuff. You guys might see other shapes and patterns. You guys might see a dinosaur or something. I see Willie. I see Willie in the clouds, and you know, I just extract Willie out of it. That's all. And like I said, I do not have a strong plan for that. I do want like some of the abstract, like the watercolor and stuff, to show through. Like I want the watercolor to be its own thing, and I want the pastel to be its own thing. I want them to work well together, but not one overshadow the other. So when I'm doing the watercolor bit, I am a little bit concerned about doing it too much. And then same with the pastel over it. I'm like a little concerned about doing it too much. Now, I'm putting in a lot of shadow here because I know I'm going to have to get like curls over it. So I need to get some of this shadow in here. And I'm keeping it nice and soft anyway. So it just kind of looks like, almost looks like the paper's that color. Like, I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me what it looks like. I don't know. But a lot of times, it would help to work with like toned paper and stuff. That's a lot of like what you're doing with the background stuff. You're giving yourself like a background to work over. Have you ever used Faber-Castell or colored pencils? I have not. So I have a set of colored pencils somewhere around here. I don't know where that. They're the Prismacolor ones. I like them. Um, I've seen the Faber-Castells in the store, and I've considered getting other pencils and stuff, but I've had this set of colored pencils forever, so I just use those. That's the other thing is like, man, I would really like to be able to recommend to you guys different brands and stuff, but I'm cheap. I think I spent like 20 bucks on these pastels. Maybe a little bit more. But I did not spend a lot of money on them. Like every single thing I work with is super cheap. Like I just went out and bought some more paper because I ran out. This paper cost me like 5 bucks. It's like you don't need to like I mean art supplies are expensive, right? But that's only if you're buying the good stuff. You can still make really decent stuff. I hesitate to say good stuff, but you can make decent stuff on the cheap. Um, all in this picture, probably $2 in supplies. It doesn't take much, and then some of that is in that clear gesso because that stuff is expensive. It's like $14 a bottle, but you kind of need it to get the tooth of the paper in there. All right, so that's pretty good. I think I kind of want to make this kind of come down a little bit more. Again, we're getting all of that background in here so that we kind of know where things are. Sorry if I knocked the camera a little bit. Samian Popinski says you should try pan pastels. I would love to try pastels, but again, just a minute ago I was talking about how expensive art is. That stuff's expensive. I've looked into that. I would love to do the pan pastels. Then I feel like that would really complement my work. The softness of things and all that stuff. I feel like I'm suited to that and to working with pastels. I've seen other people do it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And then I go and look at the price, and I'm like, I can't afford that. So basically, I'm using these sticks because I can't afford real art supplies. But yeah, I mean, I kind of pride myself on that too, though. Like, if I ever did sit down and kind of come up with like tutorials for people and stuff, it would be, penny saver kind of art. I think it's kind of cool. My art philosophy is that anybody can do it, and you don't need much. I've got coffee paintings on this site that I'm really proud of. The coffee for that is like $2 or something, like so I don't want to harp on like how cheap things are and stuff. I don't want that to be like the takeaway from this. But you can do art for and like on the cheap. It doesn't have to be that expensive. But pan pastels, yeah, absolutely. I would love to do pan pastels. I'm just a fan of pastels anyway. I don't see like a lot of. I mean, there's here on YouTube just because it's such a big world out there. You do see some pastel artists, but I don't see like a lot of them out there on YouTube. But certainly in the real world, you know, pastels have like a long history in art. It's basically the dry medium of with color. Like you have charcoal, but you're going to end up with like black and white pictures or monotone, and then you have pastels, and then from there you have to get into like wet medium. Um, so I've always liked pastels. I told the story about how when I was a little kid, there was an artist guy. My dad was stationed in Cuba, so we were down there in Cuba, and there was a Jamaican guy on the base. My dad was stationed at Guantanamo, and there was a Jamaican guy. I don't know like why he was there, but I was just a little kid. I was like 8 years old, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have known anyway. But he was an artist, and he was doing like portraits at like J.C. Penney's. They had a J.C. Penney's on the base, I think, or maybe it was the Marine Corps Exchange. I don't remember. I was just a little kid. But anyway, he was doing portraits there, and I begged my parents to like let me get a portrait, and I still have that portrait. It looks really cool, and I still remember the guy's name. His name was Ray Jackson. I would love to see if he's still like around, because like I would love to thank him because like he's the one who got me into pastels because just as a little kid and stuff, I was like, man, I'm into this. This is awesome. I want to do it. And he had like some lessons and stuff he was doing on pastels. And it's not like I was creating anything good. I was just a little kid, but that sort of like, you know, mentorship, even at that age, kind of stuck with me. And here I am, you know. But yeah, Ray Jackson. He's a cool guy too. Like as far back as I can remember as an 8-year-old little Jeremy. So you got the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. I mean, it's just an adorable little dog. Um, these guys. So like, I'm not 100% sure this is a purebred dog. Just because I feel like he's a little bit larger than the toy dogs that these guys represent. But that's okay. I think it's close enough to where I don't feel too bad about it. I don't feel bad calling it a Bichon, whatever, whatever it's pronounced. Use fiber castle, and it's tough to blend the colors. You'd think it'd be really easy, like normally penciled, but it's not, sadly. So you might want to try the Prismacolors. I love the Prismacolors. They're wax based. I mean, they blend really well. Um, when I first got them, I didn't think that they did, but then I kind of learned a little bit more. And you just gotta like really press the stuff in there. Now there's solvents that you can use to kind of like blend them a little bit easier. But you know, if you don't have any of that, you just have to like really press in there. Um, I don't use colored pencils as much as I like these pastel pencils and pastel sticks, just because I found that like, you know, it's harder to get like a lot of color into a picture quickly. So that's the reason why I do this kind of method because like, you know, I am doing a live stream. I can't do it all day. You know, you guys have to go to bed at some point. So I try to keep it under 2 hours, and I look for like little ways because like eventually I talk about this all the time. I'm probably never going to do it, but I eventually want to be I want to be that guy who's sitting on the street corner doing art for people who are just walking by, you know, like maybe in New Orleans or someplace like where the music's playing, or like in France even, I don't know. But you know, the music's playing, you got like the street artist out there on the corner, you come up, you toss the man a coin and he draws you a picture. I want to be that guy. That sounds so awesome and like such an adventure. But you know, I have to be quicker at it. So I don't know if I'll ever get there, but we'll see. Hey Willie, how's it going? Hey MJ, how's it going? Yeah, this is Willie. This is Shallow's dog. And you know, Forrest before him, but Willie's got a personality here and you can hopefully see it already. Um, I'm trying to take my time with this. I don't know how we're doing on time. Yeah, we're doing okay. But I am trying to I'm trying to get it looking good, I think. But yeah, I think it would be awesome being a street artist. Not necessarily like a street artist, but just somebody who does art and with people. You know, that's what I love about this streaming platform. You know, the ability to like interact with all you guys and stuff. It's almost like we're sitting in a bar just hanging out. You know, well, some of you guys are kids, so like we're sitting in a coffee shop hanging out, um, and we're making art together. Right? You know, I love that kind of like communal aspect of it. So that's what I like. I think it's I think one of these days I'll do it. I don't know. The thing is, it's like you know, you you can't do what you enjoy all the time. You know, you have to sweat to make a living and all that stuff. So um, some of this stuff is like, well, maybe one day when I retire or something, I'll do this kind of stuff. I'll retire to some beach somewhere and just draw pictures of the coastline. That would be cool. which means I need to like learn how to actually do landscape pictures. I don't know. I'll have to work on that. Amazon has oil-based colored pencils that are close to the quality of Prisma color. Yeah, so that's the other thing about Prisma. They aren't cheap, really. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like the $5 pencils you can get somewhere or whatever. I think my set cost me like $70, and I've had it for like years. So it's not like I don't know. It's not like you need a lot to get started. Like I feel like some of the people in here and stuff, you guys have been drawing for a while, so you're not new to it or whatever. But um, if you are new to it, it, I don't feel like there's like a ton of investment to get into it. Like I said, these this paper here was like $5, maybe like 10 at the most, even if you get the nice quality stuff. It's just watercolor paper. You can pick it up at like Michael's or like Hobby Lobby or something like that. The pastels, the pencils I think cost me maybe $20, and then the sticks maybe another $20. So like all in, you're under $100, I think, to like get started on this hobby. So I think that I think it's something anybody can do. Maybe not anybody. Like I don't want to like diminish people's like station in life or whatever. If you're struggling or whatever, I don't want to sit there and be all like uppity about it and be like, yeah, anybody can do this. Like fork out $100. $100 might mean a lot more to you guys than it is to me. But I feel like as far as hobbies go, nowadays, $100. I do. And so that's a great question. Thanks, Kelly. I do draw people. I haven't drawn a lot of people just because I'm kind of like at a point where I wasn't happy with the pictures I was doing, and I kind of put it on the back burner so I could come back fresh. So I do think that I'm going to try a person in this style, and just see how that goes. But no, no and yes. Yes, I do. No, I haven't in a while. I did do Santa Claus for Christmas. That turned out pretty cool. But as far as like like portraits and stuff like that, I would love to be a portrait artist, to be honest. It's something I really enjoy doing, but I get better feedback on the dogs I do. So like I kind of like just I do what you guys want. I'm here for you. All right, so now that it's dark here, I'm gonna try just to see where we're at on this. Yeah, so now that it's dark, I can kind of get these like little curls in, right? But I don't know where I'm gonna go with this. I'm not really ready to put in curls and stuff. I just kind of want to feel things out and just see where I'm at. Yeah, so you can get curls in here. So I'll come back to that here in a minute after I continue developing his face. There we go. David says your horse was great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love doing horses. I live in Lexington, Kentucky, which is it's basically they it's called the horse capital of the world. I don't know if that's true. Like there might be more horses elsewhere. But we do love our horses. Kentucky is known for their horses. We have obviously horse racing here in Kentucky. Um, there is a lot of like stuff built around horses here in Kentucky, and I love horses. Basically, like if I drive 5 miles in any direction, I'm surrounded by horse farms. Maybe I'll take you guys for a ride sometime and show some of that stuff off. But yeah, um, I draw horses just because I love horses, and there's a lot of them around here, and the people around here really enjoy them as well. Kentucky does have the best fried chicken. You're right. You can also do a witch on a broomstick figure. That's cool. Hey, I feel like I'm pretty good at stick figures too. Like there ain't no shame in that. Um, Sometimes stick figures are fun. I like to try to animate stick figures. There's some videos on YouTube of just stick figure animations. I enjoy that. Sophia, welcome. Keep practicing. Most of them, us are not gifted. We just practice. Like, yeah, that's a great tip there. Honestly, like I am a self-taught artist. I didn't start off doing pictures like this. I feel like I've gotten better over time, and it's 100% just practice. I started this channel what in 2023, and I just come on here and hang out with you guys and draw pictures and stuff, and I feel like that kind of practice just pays off. So basically, what, 2 years or something as far as like I don't go back to my original pictures. They're terrible, but yes, my original pictures are not that great, and it is something that develops over time. You do get better. The thing is, you can't help but get better. So, like, you build up that muscle memory in your hands. Um, you watch other people's channels and stuff like that, and you get inspiration from them, and you just kind of want to try them out. You just want to do things with it. Um, you can't help but get better. And the thing is, it's like you want to do better each time. So it's like, you just kind of like push yourself until you do get better. Um, there is that adage, adage, I don't know how to pronounce it. There's that saying that fake it till you make it. That is 100% something in art because, like, you can create bad pictures and stuff, and it's still creative, and you're still doing stuff, and people still like appreciate it. Um, so like, but you do enough bad stuff, you'll get better. So you can start to see some of these like little curls just getting in here. So hopefully, hopefully I get more. That is terrible, dog. I have my dogs in here. One of them stinks real bad. You should be ashamed of yourself. Put some water on that. Flush it. Bad dog. Sorry. No, that is bad. Willie wouldn't do that. Bad dog. The dog doesn't even care. Anyway, I'm sitting here talking about like, yeah, your art will get better. There we go. Sorry. I forget sometimes to censor myself. You guys can't smell that though. Like, I mean, honestly, it did require some commentary. I don't know which one did it either. Both Bear and Guinness is in this room. They're kind of older dogs. They just let one slip out every now and then. I don't know. I had kind of a gray. Oh, here we go. Sorry, looking for my charcoal. I mean, not charcoal, pastel. I kind of want a little bit more shadow up here. The thing is, I don't want to go too far over the watercolor because again, I want the two mediums to kind of work together. So like basically, I just want to add a little bit of shadow and then kind of come back in and do these like little. This is the benefit of a soft pastel, by the way. So like you have different hardnesses pastel. Like you can get some hard pastels, you can get some soft pastels. These are on the softer side. If anybody cares, I can like mention I don't know off the top of my head, but I can look up what brand they are. Like I said, they weren't that expensive, and I really do like them. Like honestly, like they're not like a major name brand or anything. I have some Rembrandt ones. Those are like major name brand, but these are these are surprisingly cheap, and I really love them. But feel free to reach out if you guys care what brand these are. I can look it up for you. Your older art looks good. It shows how much you have excelled in art. Thanks, I appreciate that. You're very generous. I don't know. I mean, not all of it's bad, and some of it I kind of removed, like the really bad stuff I wasn't too happy with. The other thing is I'm trying to get my watch hours up here on YouTube because like I don't know, you apparently need like a certain amount of watch hours. So I don't delete my old art as much as I'd love to, just because of that. I would love to just delete all of it, to be honest. That's what sucks about the internet. Nothing ever really goes away, even your bad art. But oh well, that's the way it goes. A little bit of fur up in there. All right. I'm going to work a little bit more down here on getting some of this darker, even though I don't need a lot. Currently looking at a creme Dachshund. Dachshund? I think that's Dotson. So the other thing about these pastels is, like, you know, they layer really well. Like, you see what I'm doing? I'm just putting in a few marks and then I'm like almost immediately blurring it out. And to me, that's an excellent way to create fur. You just kind of come in, blur it out, and then you kind of come back over it with some marks of a different color. And then that's how you create semi-realistic fur. I don't shoot for like ultra realism or anything like that. I shoot for, from a distance, it looks like the dog. So as long as, like, you know, it looks like the dog in photos that I take of it, and, like, you know, you're standing, maybe you take your glasses off and it looks like a dog, then I'm happy. Oh man, my video went out. Hold on one second. It does that sometimes. Give me 1 second. I hate when it does that. I forget how to fix it too. Every single time I always forget how to fix it. Deactivate. And then deactivate. There we go. And then let's see what happens when I activate. Nope. Bear with me, guys. Ah. All right, give me 1 second. Let me just toggle. I don't know why it does this. It's so frustrating. There we go. Hey, I'm back. Neat. All right, that's back. Okay, cool. And then let me mess with this one. Sorry, guys. Nope. USB camera. There you go. All right, I think I'm back. All right, so sorry about that. Okay, I hate when that happens. I don't know, like, it's the software I use. It kind of sucks. I will not recommend those guys. Those guys just kind of suck. But anyway, it's back. Going back to the dog. What's frustrating about that is I do take these videos and I record them and then I make shorts out of them. So, like, I use, you know, I basically do time lapses of them and stuff. And when I do that, I have to go back and, like, delete all of that material. So anyway, I apologize for that. It's an ongoing thing. Doesn't happen every time, but now and then it does. One of these days I'll get proper equipment. It's about the art, though. It's not about my equipment, right? Like, this is why I should make more standalone videos instead of doing a live stream. But whatever. You guys are awfully forgiving, so I appreciate that. Thanks. I had, like, the first time it happened, I'm like, oh no, this is terrible and stuff. But I've kind of gotten used to it. I don't care anymore. Hopefully, you guys don't. So as the dog's face kind of gets into, like, the ear and stuff, it's a little bit darker. So I kind of want to make sure I get those, like, little dark curls in there. You can maybe hear that kind of like scratching against the textured paper. That's from that clear gesso. If any of you guys know the makers of OBS Studio, which is what I use, or the Camo, which is what I use to connect my my phone is a extra camera. If anybody, you guys know the makers of those and can reach out to them and tell, tell me what I'm doing wrong, please, I would appreciate that. But it's super frustrating. And I want to be able to recommend them because usually it works well, but then sometimes it doesn't, and I get frustrated. All right, so you got this dark area in here. Obviously, this dog is not a darker dog, but you got that texture in there where you can kind of come back over. Take a swig of your bourbon. So now you can kind of come back over that lightly with your opaque pastels because they're super soft, they're opaque. They kind of just layer right over that stuff and you get that realistic fur kind of texture. And this is how you can do curly haired dogs. And because curly haired dogs, curls go all over the place, you just kind of take your time, which, yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, we're only at like 50 minutes on this. We're doing great. So you take your time and just kind of work your way around the area and just kind of get these like little curls in. You don't have to worry about it too much. You can always like go back over these later and get some more curls in. But that's how you get these fur bits, or at least that's how I thought ahead of time I might do this. So you put in these darker layers and then you just kind of like go over it. You don't have to be perfect because fur goes everywhere anyway. David Olson says, you will not want to miss my show tomorrow at 6:45. David, are you an artist? If so, I like to kind of give a shout out and tell people to like visit your channel and stuff. So like feel free to plug that if you want. A couple of I'll plan to see it. Cool. Yeah, I love to support other artists on this channel. So like if anybody out there wants to plug your channel, just kind of like tell people how to get to it. Like you can't really post links in here. You have to be like a mod to be able to do that. But just kind of like mention your channel name or whatever it is. I don't care. As long as it's like, yeah, I don't care what you uh talk about or promote in here. As long as it's like it's like family friendly or whatever. Like don't be like spamming me with like adult material or something like that. But otherwise, feel free to feel free to promote yourself because I know how it is. As an artist, it's tough to get that kind of exposure. I kind of get this like little ridge in here that I see. I just love this sideways look he's giving. That's the kind of stuff you look for, like when choosing a picture to do. Um, this particular dog, there's a bunch of pictures, but they were kind of small and stuff like that. I came across this picture, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one I want to do. Because it's just got this cool expression. How's your back, MJ? Prison wallet. I'm not sure what that means. That does not sound like, that does not sound family friendly to me. So, whatever that is, less of that would be good. But yeah, this is super adorable doggy. And like if you need more definition in certain areas and stuff, you can kind of come back over it like I am here and just kind of keep working that like light to dark and so on. Little adorable guy. Get some highlights down here as well because like, you know, part of the thing about this is like you kind of like losing his face into the clouds, you know. But some of that stuff still pokes through. So like a little highlighted area here and there, a little bit of fur down here, even though like you don't really see it. All right, so at this point, I'm pretty happy with the basics of his face. I might tinker with that a little bit more. I am going to, because my nose runs all the time whenever I'm on the live streams because it's embarrassing. I won't wipe that. Um, so let me evaluate this. I need to get his ear in here. And I think the best way to do that is we already have some color there. I'm gonna do the outside of it. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna kind of quickly get this stuff in here. Again, I'm so nervous about covering up all of the watercolor, which I really like. I think it looks good, but unfortunately, that's not dark enough. I need to get some darker areas in here so that I can get realistic ears. His ears is just basically like just curls kind of coming down, almost like I don't know, like frizzy hair. Such an adorable dog. This dog is so adorable, and all you guys do is stink. You guys are terrible. Yeah, all right, that's kind of cool. Looks just like Willie so far. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, so like, I mean, you know, it's my take on Willie, so like, it doesn't have to be perfect for me to be happy with it, but I'm pretty happy with this. So the further you get away from like the important areas, so like the places that people focus on, you can get a little bit loose. In fact, I've mentioned before, you want that. So like you want things to be a little bit more abstract out here, a little bit more or a little less defined. Just because like when it's less defined out here, your eyes naturally go into the more important areas, the more defined areas. So I'm not going to get too crazy out here, but I am going to like kind of get some curls in. I'm just going to kind of like lightly do it because I'm sorry I have to reach across the picture to do this, but I'm going to do this nice and soft and lightly just because I don't want to cover up too much of that watercolor, which I really like. I love this streak of color over here from that watercolor. So these guys just kind of drizzle down. A couple little drizzles of hair. And then up here you got a few more curls kind of randomly around. Yeah, I think that looks cute. Yes, Willie needs a female Willie. Willie needs a companion. Yeah, I don't know. Willie seems pretty happy. Willie's like, I don't need nobody. I'm fine. Willie's got Shiloh anyway. Yeah, Willie's actually a really cute dog. I've seen some videos with Willie in it, and you know, all dogs are cute. And it's not like there's any ugly dogs out there, really. Like even the dog that they picked for Deadpool, that was voted like the UK's or Britain's ugliest dog. What was it? Peggy, I think is her real name. Whatever dog pool is. Um, she's super adorable. You know, there are no ugly dogs in the world. Thanks, Kinsley. I appreciate that. But yeah, so when you have this dark area, and you come back with these like little light lines over it, it just kind of looks real, you know, like it adds this like realism to it. It's not rocket science to create hair, basically. It's like, or fur. You just have some darker areas, some midtones, and then you have some like lighter areas over it. So again, I don't really want to get too far into the weeds over here. I don't want to break up that line there. You always have to be careful, like reaching across your paper, by the way. So like, I don't want to smear anything that I've already done. So this is a pretty soft picture of um, Willie so far. I'm liking it. Peggy was hella cute. Peggy is adorable. I love that movie, by the way. Like, Peggy's just famous over in Britain anyway. But I just love how they use Dogpool in that movie. I think Dogpool in the comics is a different animal, like totally different breed or whatever. But I like that I just love that movie. That movie was a great. Like, there's a reason why it did $1 billion in the box office. People respond to um, good material. Take a hint, Marvel. Keep creating stuff like that, and people will go watch it. I am gonna go watch Captain America when it comes out in February, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna do very well or not. I got high hopes, but I also had high hopes for the Marvels, and the Marvels sucked. Well, I like the Marvels. The Marvels didn't really suck, but it didn't really get um, great returns at the box office, and that makes me nervous because like I want them to continue creating Marvel content, and I know if they continue to do poorly in the theater, that's not going to happen. So I need them to I need them to fix whatever their issues are and just continue making great content because I want to see more Marvel stuff. I'm a huge fan of Marvel. I want to see more Marvel stuff. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. So at this point, I've got enough of the dog in there that you know, technically I could end the stream now, but I don't want to. Like now it's just a bunch of touch-ups, and this is where you get into like, you know, where your picture looks great, or you know, looks good enough. It's like, how can we make it better? And this is where you know, you end up putting in some details and stuff that aren't really necessary to sell it. Like you can see the dog in this picture, but they just add to it and they just make it look that much better. You know, maybe extra layers of darkness or extra like little lines of fur and stuff. I mean, all these things help create that illusion of fur. Again, not necessary because we already have a picture that looks like the dog, but these things help sell it. And also, this is where you know, like I would say you could spray this down with Fixant and move into colored pencils if you really wanted to create that kind of like detail, because like you're only going to get so much detail out of these pencils. The last movie I watched in a theater was the movie about the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm not sure I saw that one. It's been a while since I've been to the theater too. I think actually the last movie I went to go see was The Marvels, and that was a while back. I mean, the thing is, it's like, you know, they don't really they don't really sell you on the idea of going to theaters anymore. I don't want to be that guy who sits there and says like theaters are a thing of the past, because they're not. You know, I still enjoy going to the theaters. I prefer to watch a movie in the theater than I do at home, just because my terrible dogs are always interrupting. Um, but they don't really sell you on the idea of like going to the theater. Um, I used to watch a lot of independent films, films that you know you go and watch them in the theater and stuff just because they're there, not because like they're blockbusters or anything like that. I don't feel like I do that anymore, and that's kind of strange, you know? That like I do feel like things have changed over time where it's just not the same experience. I don't know how many theaters are still in existence and stuff like that. It would be sad if they all kind of closed down or whatever, but they aren't really like making the theater experience really all that, you know? Willie looks sad. I don't know. I mean, I can see it. Yeah. I'm trying to like I don't mind if he looks sad. I'm kind of curious if he looks sad in the reference picture because that's what my concern is. Like, did I capture his essence from the reference? Hmm, maybe. I mean, if he is sad, you kind of know why. I mean, you know, he's Forrest Finn's dog, and Forrest Finn's not around anymore. So I fault him. I don't fault him. Sorry, I don't fault him for being sad. Well, he misses Forrest. Yep. But he's got shallow. You guys are making him sad. He's not sad. I like that eye. That eye is nice. The detail on it, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I like how that turned out. So tomorrow when I post this to the community tab, take a look at this eye, because I like it. It's just a cute dog. It's an adorable dog. I feel like I feel like I would enjoy like messing, like tussling his hair, you know? But yeah, he does kind of look a little sad. Now that I think about it. That's okay though. It's okay for dogs to be sad. What I like about dogs being sad is that it shows that they do have emotions because, like, you know, they don't stay sad. Like, you get super excited when you come home and play with them and stuff like that. Oh, David's gonna. Okay, he's talking about the treasure inside treasure thing. In case you guys hadn't heard, Cynthia apparently is saying that the Netflix series for Forrest Finn's Treasure Hunt is going to have a treasure hunt of its own. Apparently, that is news that wasn't supposed to leak. So my 5 people who's watching, 15 people actually, um, I'm going to continue to spread that leak and let you guys know that apparently Netflix is sponsoring a treasure hunt, or maybe it's like Justin Posey's treasure hunt. I don't know. There's supposed to be a treasure hunt attached to that documentary when it comes out. So that's kind of exciting, right? Hopefully it's free and you don't have to like pay to go into it or something like that. That would be kind of cool. We will see. I don't know. I kind of miss the Forrest Finn treasure hunt, and like the other ones don't really do it for me. My personal opinion. My personal opinion is that like that's one of those things that like it was the Great American Treasure Hunt. Like the Great American Treasure Hunt that was just like it just ticked all the boxes of like the Goonies adventure. I feel like these other treasure hunts aren't the same. They're not the same thing. They're not what I experienced. All right, this guy's looking pretty good. Honestly, I think I'm getting pretty close to done. I don't want to like even though this is like, this would be like a shorter stream, I really don't want to like overdo it, you know? I don't want to over draw this picture. I like the balance between, you know, detail and abstract. I think I will kind of like work a little bit up here in the forehead a little bit, but then, you know, I don't want to, I don't want to overdo the forehead either. So we'll see. Spend a little time up here and see what happens. Put some little happy little curls up in here. How would Bob Ross say it? Like little squirrels up in this hair. Like happy little squirrels up here. This would have been like a perfect stream if I didn't have that technical issue. That's what's so frustrating about it. It's like, man, it sucks. The thing is, I got an older computer here, and then, you know, like everything's like stuck together with duct tape as far as like the wires that go and stuff. I've got like USB cords like everywhere. All these like different devices plugged in. It's kind of like a mad scientist like workshop. And then I decided like, oh, I'm going to do a live stream and on top of all of that. So I'm not surprised that things don't work out perfect, but it's also a little frustrating. I thought Forsman said that if he had to do the treasure hunt over, he would not get so many do treasure hunts in his name. Yeah, it's kind of strange. It is kind of strange. So like I feel like I don't know. He did, you know, he did kind of want people to not give up exploring. So like, yeah, I don't think he would do another treasure hunt and stuff. He seemed to be a little frustrated with how his went towards the end. Um, but I think I think he was a fan of like exploration in general, the sense of discovery. I think he was into that, you know, even despite everything. So I think he would have encouraged people to like continue looking for things. I don't think he would do a treasure hunt again, but yeah, like if somebody else was doing a treasure hunt, he might support that. It's tough though. Like I mean, you know, he passed away. It's really hard to say what he would support and what he wouldn't. Can't really speak for him. Shelley Pally's, yeah. I think it was Leon Gaspard who said to leave part of the painting unfinished. Yeah, Leon Gaspard. Nice. You know the artist I like. Yeah, Leon Gaspard is a master. Yeah, I am definitely going to leave it unfinished. I think I just want to get a little bit more up here to kind of like sell the idea of curly hair up here in the forehead, and then I think yeah, I think I'm done. I don't want to overdo it. And it's not so much like leave it unfinished. It's like I like the push pull between the defined and undefined in these pictures. Um, part of my part of my motivation here is to develop a like a collection of pictures that look similar to each other. So this has to look like my other pictures as well, for better or worse. You know, like even if my other pictures aren't perfect, I want this to look like this. Get like a little bit more an oranger color in here. I mean, was this yellow ochre? Yeah, yellow ochre up in here just to just give it a little bit of color. Yeah, that looks cool. Oh, floppy bird dog. I like Willie. Willie's cool. All right, yeah, I do think that I'm about done here. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Um, this one was a bit of a challenge to be honest. Like I wasn't really sure how I was gonna do the curly hair. I'm not. I don't know if it's perfect. I wouldn't say this is perfect at all, but it is surprisingly better than I thought it was going to turn out. So I am happy about that. The only thing that kind of sucked about this stream was that technical issue, but I'm not gonna like sweat it. Hopefully you guys won't either. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this dog. Yeah, to your point, Shelly, like you don't want to go too far with it. The whole idea here with this abstract realism is to kind of give you a glimpse of realism, but then also like let it kind of like just disappear out into the um the unfinished parts, so like into the clouds and so on. And I might tinker with this a little bit off camera. Sometimes I do these things and then like I go to bed or whatever. I get up in the morning and I look at it. And I'm like, like maybe I'll tweak that little bit there or something like that, or maybe that part is unfinished. Like sometimes I do, well, especially with cats. Sometimes I do cats and I'm like, I totally forgot to give them whiskers. So I'll look at it from that standpoint. Let's see. Get a little bit of a dark kind of curl over here. So you got the light over here, and then over here you can kind of like get in a little bit of dark as well. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, I don't want to overdo it, so I'm gonna go and call it. There's a lot, going on in here, and I don't want to like make it too busy. So I'm pretty happy with it, though. I think it's pretty cool. Just a few little marks. One of the things I like to do with my pictures is I just want to put in like random marks every now and then, just to kind of get, I don't know, different colors and stuff in there. So I'm just gonna put in some here at the end. I'm gonna put in some like random blues, like little things that are visually interesting for no reason whatsoever. I think for this guy, I'm gonna put in some. Put that in. I think a little bit of a purple, just because I already have the purple established. These like little marks and stuff that they don't really exist in nature, but also it's like, why not, right? So like maybe his hair is catching the reflection of a purple something somewhere. They give you like these little visual interests. It's almost like when you're doing the underpainting and stuff, you got these like little splotches and stuff like that. I come back in with the pastels and I put those in as well, just because like I think they're interesting. I think they add to it. I don't know. Like a little bit of a notch in there. So yeah, I'll probably look at this in the morning and see if like there's anything I want to tweak. But I think this is good. I think this is good enough for now. All right, Willie the dog, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. All right. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. It was a step outside my comfort zone, doing like curly dog fur, which I'm not used to doing. I'm used to doing like little fluffy dogs and stuff like that. But no, this is kind of cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. For those of you who know Willie, you guys might appreciate this. Some of you guys know Shiloh. This is Shiloh's dog. But anyway, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Cool. Kinsley says another masterpiece made by Jeremy. I appreciate that. That's so awesome. MJ says, Jeremy, have a good weekend. Have a great weekend to you guys too. Like I said, this is the first weekend that I feel like I'm coming up for air and I can actually like go out and enjoy myself. It's supposed to, like here in Kentucky, supposed to get up to like 60 on Sunday, which is going to be awesome. Because like I can go out there. Hopefully it's not rainy or anything like that, because I am so I'm so full of cabbage fever. I just want to go out and just enjoy nature. Like I said, there's a bunch of horse farms around here. I would love to go out there and see some horses. It'd be great. So some of you guys look like you're new and stuff. So I do encourage you guys to, if you enjoyed this, Feel free to subscribe. I do this every Tuesdays and Wednesdays usually. Sometimes I have to like cancel or move it or something like that. But by and large, it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Oh, sorry, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, I do it twice a week basically. And it's usually like this. You know, it's a great group in the chat. We just hang out and talk about whatever. Sometimes there's art tips in there. Like I said, I am a self-taught artist, so it's not like you're going to find a lot of educational stuff here. Usually we're talking about things that we watch on TV or stuff like that. But, you know, I will tell you what the observations I make when I work with this stuff. I may not know the terminology. I may not know the different words to use or whatever. I stumble over things that I say a lot. But if I see something that I think might help you guys, I will definitely pass that along. So it's fun to hang out with you guys. It's a great group. If you're into art, you might learn something. I don't know, but I appreciate you guys anyway. If you just want to hang out and just watch me create art, that's totally fine too. But yeah, so I will see you guys next Tuesday. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great one. Bye. Thanks.